Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
Hey there, it's me, Butter, with my new book, The Many Adventures of These Nuts. Let's be nuts about our health. Join me and my friends, Wally Walnut, Almond Cruz, Pumpkin Spice, Chica Cheminsky, Morgan Raisin, and Hallie Cranberry, here with rhythm and song to share a fun way to stay safe and healthy. So together we can all be nuts about our health. Ebook available now on Amazon, or get a hardcover copy at www.thesenutstrailmix.com. That's nuts with a Z.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am the BD Pinda.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. We certainly hope that you would, and we thank you for tuning in right here at Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. And it's Monday. I always say happy Monday, but it's also celebration for Memorial Day. And there are parades that have taken place over the weekend in memory of those soldiers who gave their lives for the safety of everybody in these United States. I want to say good morning to Katrina. Good morning to David. Good morning to Michael. Good morning to Ron and Vera. You know, there are so many people that we meet as we go throughout the community. And we just want to say good morning to all of you. Good morning, Carl. You want to say good morning to someone, Davide?
I want to say shout out to Brother Griggs, also Keith Hines, Dennis Smith, Gene Hackett was one of our newer watchers, and along with our faithful Jackie, both Jackies, and Ruth Ann, and Cheryl, and Sheila, and Andrea. And as I always ask you, a few things. One, have your friends, neighbors, relatives, acquaintances, co-workers, etc. tune in. And the second thing I always ask is I demonstrate at the same time, have your pen and paper handy, because there'll be information, particularly on every show, but particularly this show, there'll be information for you to record so that you can share with others.
That's right. And good morning to Christopher and Beverly and Angela, Anthony. And you know, so much happened over, I guess, the past couple of days as it relates to Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, it was interesting to hear that a majority of the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma aren't even aware of what happened, even though it was 100 years ago. The kind of murder and slaughter and torture, how could you not know? But I guess fear does a lot as well. You know, when half of the community was theirs and are afraid to talk about it and pass the history on, and the other half of the community is like, oh yeah, we did it, so what? You know, you can't prosper and do well here.
You know, I was looking at a documentary, but I just couldn't stay up because like on from 1:30 to 2:30, and I was nodding in and out.
Oh, wow.
But one of the things, a couple of things. One, they are excavating certain area where the bodies, they estimate at least 300 people were killed. They're trying to excavate a certain area where the bodies were just more or less just dumped wholesale. And the other thing about the lack of knowledge is that the Tulsa was intentionally trying to let's just say not reveal or cover up the dastardly deed that was done.
Right.
So that's why a lot of people are really unaware of it, because it was just something that they'd rather not be known. I guess, if they could do the same thing with the Holocaust and so many other atrocities on the history of this planet, they would do it. But it's up to the people to keep it alive. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's not as well known. Just like Juneteenth wasn't known for quite a while because it's suppressed information.
Right, right. That is so true. And something that was said this morning on the news, that when the because of memorial service, when so many of the military were killed because of the bombings from the Japanese, that they had difficulty, I guess, finding, identifying, etc. And so they buried just wholesale the same thing in a mass grave. And so recently, they were saying this morning that it was thousands, and they've been doing DNA testing and dental records testing, etc. And so far out of that, they've only gone through 300. And I thought, my God, that's a small number. But the representative who was being interviewed was saying that it's difficult to accomplish that, even with the modern technology that they have. So that particular mass grave, now this is the part that was weird to me, and I need to check the dates. The mass grave was called the Punch Bowl.
Wow.
And in Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, at the end of the enslavement, there were approximately 20,000 Africans that were murdered. They were murdered. And they were just dumped in a mass grave. And it was called the Punch Bowl. So anyway, what I want to find out is, what is the reference to punch? Why is it called a punch bowl? And in both instances, they used the same terminology. And I don't think that when they buried the military in a mass grave and called it that they even remembered or knew what had happened after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Now, one thing is something I want to add, but we have a caller, so I want to allow them the opportunity. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? Hello.
Yeah, this is.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Well, I didn't want to. I can't hear you on the radio because I'm in Florida. I mean Alabama. So I didn't want to break in. So I can call back. I can't hear you. I can only speak on.
You hear us on the phone?
Yeah, I can hear you on the phone.
Okay, but go ahead with what you want to share. It's okay. And I got to tell you that you can download on your telephone WHPR TV now. And if you or somebody downloads that on your phone, then you'll be able to hear us and everything. Okay? Go ahead with what you need to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is James Ford, the Real Talk News and Obama Weekend.
Yes.
I just want to reiterate that the Obama Weekend is definitely canceled. But the other thing I want to say is the third issue of the Real Talk newsletter will be coming out tomorrow night.
Okay.
And people can go to
You first.
YouTube, Real Talk, James Ford, and see what it's about.
Okay.
YouTube, Real Talk, James Ford, and see what it's about.
Okay.
And then the other thing, they can go to YouTube, Real Talk, James Ford. It's all about the babies, and get some information about the bat tomb. the vaccine. YouTube, Real Talk, James Ford is all about the baby. And God bless you. And I didn't mean to cut in. I just can't hear you on the radio.
No, it's okay. I'm glad you called from Alabama.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see you all next week. God bless everybody. And take it easy.
Okay. If you think of something else, call back. Okay. Bye. He called last week from Florida. But,
all over the place.
Yeah. He'll be back here next week. He's the organizer of the first weekend of August celebration in memory and honor of our previous president, Barack Obama. And he's very serious about that. And he has people celebrating in various states. This is the last year was difficult because everything was shut down. And this year, so he was saying because everything is not quite, I don't know if I could use the word normal again, is canceled for this August as well.
Now, a point I wanted to make that I got from the documentary last night also, which was interesting and unknown to me, was that because of the end of Reconstruction, and they were bringing the black codes into existence at that point, so any freed enslaved Africans could be locked up for vagrancy and other things. A lot of enslaved Africans actually went to Oklahoma, which is how the genesis of starting that. But what was interesting is that what preceded them was the Trail of Tears when the Native American was forced off his land to Oklahoma. So actually enslaved or freed enslaved Africans and the Indians actually coexisted together, had families and other things, which was something I didn't know about.
Right.
And part of the bombing, because they had interviews along with a lot of documentary pictures and videos of what was going on in Greenwood, was that the neighboring town of Tulsa was jealous at the prosperity of the African Americans in Greenwood, so they allowed let's just say a situation that they exaggerated to give them the right to go there and, as you say, bomb from the air, as well as over 300 buildings destroyed, just thousands of lives interrupted. But, the idea, I think there were 5 different Indian tribes, or Native American tribes rather, that were that lived there. The Seminoles, the Creeks, and there were 3 others I don't recall now. But it was very touching, a little heart-wrenching, and disturbing as well, because every time you see a documentary, there's sometimes other things that another documentary didn't present. So it was very disturbing, but I had no idea that they coexisted, co-married, and all of that. So it was very prosperous, and they did mention how the oil, which was discovered, is one of the things that precipitated and actually allowed the building of that, and how independent they were. It's just it's for me, it's just kind of interesting how we have more wealth, more communication, more everything, but we can't even rebuild another Black Wall Street. We have more tools now than they had. So it's a very amazing thing. And let me just remind the callers, the numbers are at the bottom of the screen. So if you have your pen and paper, make it a point to put that in your contact list on your phone.
Well, Oklahoma was not a state.
Right.
And those who were living there did not want it to be a state. And the reason they didn't was as we saw, all of the controls and the laws they made up, that made it more difficult for the Native Americans and the Africans to exist there. And that was one of the problems that came out. Second, the jealousy was there. They had a small oil well. Matter of fact, they said it was the smallest oil well, but it was producing big. And In that particular area, Greenwood, Oklahoma, they had developed banks, hotels, as well as your, the regular thing. You need stoves, stores, and churches. And the one church still exists from then. It needs a lot of renovation, the gentleman said, but the church is still there.
It's interesting because that's something I'm glad you pointed out, that they had said 1907 they became a state, but prior to that they were a territory and everything was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And so they definitely resented the, becoming statehood. So 1907 really changed the game for the worse, actually.
Right, for them, yeah. So anyway, that woman that was on an interview, there were two people who still live that they know about from then. One was a lady, she's 107 years old today, 107. And there's a gentleman who was there also. He's 103 years old today. I mean, I'm not saying his birthday is today, I'm talking about in 2021, she's 107. In 2021, he is 103. And she was very lucid, very clear on what she remembers as a child that was going on, and the bodies in the street and all of the buildings burning, etc.
That's one thing I've talked with my granddaughter about, that anytime you experience an emotional experience, it follows you throughout your life. And like you said, she's very lucid, very intelligent. And when she spoke, because we have a tendency to want to think when you get old, you lose your faculties. This lady has lost nothing at all.
Right, that's right.
And it was amazing to hear her discuss what she did. She could still visualize, but again, trauma, and just like laughter sometimes is emotional experience, is visceral. It just sticks with you forever. And, age does not diminish its impact on your psychology at all.
Yeah. But anyway, there was a march Saturday, right? No, Saturday yesterday. Anyway, in Sterling Heights for Memorial Day. And the residents were hell-bent on the elected officials not being at their parade. And it's because they're building some commercial strip, and they disrupted the memorial site that had been put there, I forgot how many decades ago, in memory of the, the fallen soldiers. But they didn't care. Move this out the way, it moved, I guess, more than a football field or 3/4 of a football field, just out of their way, so they could put this commercial, spot. Is where we wanted. So, they were feeling very disrespected, and they were trying to fight it. And so far, I've not heard any resolution to that, But in the meantime, it's a big business is going on. I'm like, wow.
It's interesting. On the way to your house today, I heard, now this is happening in Royal Oak, but it's a similar thing. The veterans don't want the Mayor Pro Tem to participate in the Memorial Day parade they're having there, because they had to move one of the monuments, I think they say 14 feet from where it's sat. And they say, well, it's been moved 5 times before, so why are they, beefing about that? The same memorial's been moved more than once already. But
see, I didn't hear that part. That it's been moved before. Okay, go ahead.
So, but she said she's going to be there anyway because her father was a veteran, and she has every right to be there.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
And the beat goes on.
And one
Whoa.
other thing that came up, I was listening to a talk show last week, and I thought, this is something I had never thought about. But when they speak about Memorial Day, they talk about how the veterans who went to fight in the World War II, Korean War, etc., when they came back, they couldn't sit in the front of the bus, or where they would let the German prisoners sit. There were so many different situations where the Germans could come, even though they were prisoners of war, could go into the restaurants and eat, and the servicemen who had fought during World War II couldn't go to those same restaurants.
You're talking about black servicemen.
Black servicemen, yes. So they could go over there to fight for freedom of others, but come back and not have those freedoms, but yet the prisoners of war
The
could
enemy.
the enemy could get privileges that they couldn't get, and they were out there on the front line fighting. So, so I just give a shout out to all the African American soldiers who fought one battlefront and had to come back and fight another. And we'll allow this caller to join us as well.
Okay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Well, you must be talking about me, Keith Hines.
Happy Monday, Keith Hines. Yes.
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I can't stay on the phone long because I'm on my way up here to the airport.
Oh, yes. Tell us what's going on at the airport.
Well, today we're going to take and unveil 4 life-size statues on a monument. This is a monument.
Okay.
It's not just some things sitting on the ground. This is forever of the Tuskegee Airmen.
Wow.
Bronze.
Woo.
I keep forgetting to say bronze all the time. But
Yes.
Bronze statue.
Oh, man. That is wonderful.
Now, what time is it, and is the public invited?
Yes, the public is invited. It's going to be at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
That's at the City Airport, Coleman A. Young International Airport.
Right. Okay.
It's taken us a few years to put this together. And
man.
also, while I'm on the phone, I thank Miss Beverly Kendall Walker because
Yes.
she played the major role
Oh,
in
man.
following this from step 1 all the way to now.
You know what? Beverly Kendall Walker, who was a candidate for city clerk in the city of Detroit, has had years of experience in government. She works for the Wayne County Commissioner, and she's had the opportunity to have resources and information available to her. And being a part of the Tuskegee Airmen makes it better because she could use that knowledge and research and resources that she had available to her because she's been there, over 20 years with the county.
Right. She's been there since Coleman Young. Matter of fact, in the beginning when they first started it, so that would take it back to,
Well over 20 years now, right?
well over 20 years.
Yeah, but I really appreciate what she's been able to do because, again, the Tuskegee Airmen had not been forthcoming the way it has been since she's been involved with Lieutenant Colonel Lawrence Milburn and you and so many of the others. And we still have a Tuskegee Airman living in our mix, right? He's
Right,
90.
Yeah, well, too, but the main one that everyone knows is get your brain together. I'm moving.
He's 96 years old, I think, right?
Right. Yeah. You're gonna kill me.
Well, keep thinking it'll come to you. He was after the military, he became an instructor at the Detroit Public School System because one of the members of her research was his student.
Right.
And that's how we became aware of it and had a chance to meet him. And it was really fantastic to meet somebody who has been a part of the kind of history to fly those planes, and they were called the Red Tails.
Right, they were called the Red
Why they
Tails.
come up with some
he
funny
was the
names?
one that got shot down, the one they made all the movies about.
Right.
And everything. Yeah,
And he's
right,
still
right,
here.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got to have him on this show so we can interview him. People can talk to him. That's a wonderful thing. So today at noon at the city airport, now known as the Coleman Young Municipal Airport, right?
Yep.
If you go out Connor to, you go out I-94 freeway to Connor, that's where you exit, right?
Yeah.
Did you say you could see the statues from the freeway?
Well, not from the freeway, but if you come up Connor.
You can see it from Connor. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, okay.
They are right in front of the main terminal.
Oh, okay.
And they're up on a concrete pedestal that we have.
Okay. All right.
It's engraved in the Tuskegee Air.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll try and mention that again, and we have to take a break now because we have a guest coming on with us, and starting at 9:30. So, anyway, if you want to call back, help yourself. Okay.
Okay. I called back to be from the airport. I'm on my way out to the right now.
That'll be great. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's great information.
We're preparing to take a break now to bring our guest on, and I want you all to stay tuned. Call your friends and relatives. Tell them we are alive and in living color right here at WHPR, WHPS 160 Victor Street on Memorial Day, June the 1st. Whew, my, how time flies. We'll be back momentarily.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broden from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Cabin fever? Not to worry. Join me Sunday, June 13th, as we cruise down Woodward Avenue and learn about our businesses on and near Woodward Avenue. If you enjoyed the Black History Tour, you'll enjoy Sunday, June 13th, 12 noon, 8 Mile and Woodward.
Hey there, it's me, Butter, with my new book, The Many Adventures of These Nuts. Let's be nuts about our health. Join me and my friends, Wally Walnut, Almond Cruz, Pumpkin Spice, Chica Cheminsky, Morgan Raisin, and Hallie Cranberry, here with rhythm and song to share a fun way to stay safe and healthy. So together we can all be nuts about our health. Ebook available now on Amazon, or get a hardcover copy at www.thesenutstrailmix.com. That's nuts with a Z.
I'm James Ford, founder of the Obama Weekend, and a partner of the Hood Research Team, composed of the knowledgeable Theo Broden, the super analyst Henry, and the colorful Al Martin. This team discusses politics, seen and not seen, at the national, state, and local level. But to enhance the goals of this team, join or donate to Hood Research by visiting Twitter or Facebook, or visit hoodresearch.org, or call 248-234-2371. You can also join Hood Research on Phonecast every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 978-990-5000, access code 338729. Thank you very much.
Cabin fever? Not to worry. Join me Sunday, June 13th, as we cruise down Woodward Avenue and learn about our businesses on and near Woodward Avenue. If you enjoyed the Black History Tour, you'll enjoy Sunday, June 13th, 12 at noon, 8 Mile and Woodward.
Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. 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 Us along with you. I like saying that. And for those of you who I didn't know, you can download on your phone. You go to the App Store and you put in WHPR TV now, NOW, now. And that's how you can take us along with you. This is Monday, May 31st. I'm rushing things. Before the break, I gave a different date, but it is truly Monday, May 31st. They won't let me rush out of May. So, engineer came out. He says, "You know what? It's May 31st." I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" And well, anyway, here we are. So, as we say, it's either feast or famine. And today's feast, we have with us our guest, Russ Bellat. I like to say that, Bellat.
I respond to all variations. That's fine.
How do you pronounce it?
I say Bellat, but others in my family say Bellat.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
care.
Russ Bellat. Oh, okay.
I guess it's similar to Broughton and
Broughton. Yeah, that's correct. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Okay. Now, first of all, I want to thank you for joining us this morning on this.
Thank you for the privilege of being with you.
Certainly, you're welcome. And I want you to tell our viewers, who is Russ Bellat?
Well, I'm a retired city worker. I work in the water department of the city of Detroit, and I worked in Central City HR department running skilled trades apprenticeships for 10 years with the city.
Oh, wow.
And I currently am president of my block club in Northeast Detroit and also my neighborhood association. And I serve on the library commission. This year I serve as president of the Detroit Library Commission.
Oh, yes.
And I'm also treasurer of the Community Relations Council of the 9th Precinct, 9th Police Precinct, where it's a forum for community education about a range of issues. And I serve as vice president of the East Side AARP chapter as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. I want to ask you something. As it relates to the construction, is there a office here? Like what is the hall? KBEW?
IBEW.
IBEW. Now that hall is still here. However,
Yes.
they tell me there's one somewhere in the suburbs. Is there one for the water department? What would it be? Plumbing? Well, what's the title?
Well, in the water department, I mean, you have plumbers because they do various kinds of repairs and installations.
Right.
But on the wastewater side, you have sewage plant operators. And
Oh,
there's-
okay.
That's a large number of employees. And on the freshwater side, the treated water that we drink, there's water plant operators.
Wow.
It's fairly distinct because the responsibilities are quite different.
Oh, okay.
And
Do they have a what do you call it? A hall like
A union
IBEW hall? Yeah, union. Yes.
Yeah,
In Detroit,
there's
I
two,
should say.
IBW locals. Local 58 is in Detroit, and they represent people who working construction and installation for residents and businesses and so forth.
Okay.
And then you have IBW members who are overhead line workers, and they take care of the utility lines. That's Local 17.
Now, if I could just add to that, I am retired Local 58.
All right.
Inside wireman, and then as
Yep.
he says, the outside linemen are Local 17. They're located in Southfield Road, I believe, on 10 Mile, I believe, or maybe 12 Mile. I'm not sure. It's one of those 2-mile roads.
Yeah.
So outside linemen are Local 17. Inside wiremen, journeymen are Local 58.
Okay.
Glad to be retired, by the way.
Yes.
But
the water department,
right.
most of them were in AFSCME. And AFSCME had a building
on Lafayette.
On Lafayette.
Right.
But I'm not sure they're still there. I think I don't recall, but I remember being told that that when after Al Garrett retired,
Right.
that Larry Rourke was going to sell off the building, and I should know the answer to that, but I don't.
Oh, okay. So now if they sold off the building, that means that any other union hall would be in the suburbs, right?
Let's see, the Teamsters are on Trumbull.
Oh, okay. I know that. It's not far from
and
Tiger
that's
Stadium.
Yes, that's Local 299 and also the Michigan District Council. Okay, yeah. And there's actually a theater and artist local that's been in Detroit for decades. They were on Van Dyke near Outer Drive, but they're now on the service drive of the Lodge Freeway. I'm trying
In
to
Detroit?
remember. Yes.
Oh.
It's just north of Grand Boulevard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm curious, the people that you mentioned for the water department, they're still city employees, though. They're all city employees?
Well, the water and wastewater plants are now controlled by the Great Lakes Water Authority, which is another subject. And,
yes.
So the employees that used to be part of the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department are now employees of the Great Lakes Water Authority.
Did they lose their seniority?
I don't know how the transition worked on that.
See, that's
you know,
not good.
Yeah.
Now, the main, I only worked there a couple of days, but the main wastewater plant, isn't that out like, I want to say, Ecorse or River Rouge area?
That's in the city of Detroit, right next to the Rouge River.
Okay.
And when you cross the bridge that's near the plant, you're in River Rouge.
Okay. I worked there, not in
Wow.
the plant itself, but outside where they were doing some expansion, more or less.
Yes.
I worked there 2 days, just a couple of days, but you could see the brown plumes of smoke, I'm sure you're familiar with, which would come from the wastewater plant. And if you were downwind of it, so to speak, you would know that they weren't.
You knew what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't cake.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, well, we gained some enlightening information this morning, but now I want to talk about the main subject for today, which is the Detroit library system. A very important part of our community, and it doesn't get the kind of what's a good word? Doesn't get the kind of
Attention.
accolades, right, or attention that it should.
That's
And well, I know somebody think they like to come up with this propaganda that black folks don't read, and there's a lie. But anyway, but go
the
ahead.
Detroit Public Library puts that lie to rest too. We were recently described as having 3 million users and visitors in last year. See, so
And that's during a pandemic.
yes,
3 million. Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
and that would include online visits. And,
Okay.
and a number of our facilities have Wi-Fi. If you sit in the parking lot, it's on until like maybe 8 p.m. because neighbors don't want folks coming at 2 a.m. sitting in parking lots in their neighborhood, you know.
yeah.
So that's a choice that's been respected.
Yeah.
And so I've seen people sitting with their laptops in parking lots using the library Wi-Fi. Okay.
The city of Detroit needs to be upgraded so that everybody would have access without having to do that. But
That's
go
right.
ahead.
That's right. But with our humble little budget, we do what we can. Our library budget is about $30 million a year.
Okay. How many members are on the library commission?
There are 7 members.
Okay.
One is appointed each year. The terms are staggered. One is appointed each year by this Board of Education,
Okay.
the Detroit Board of Education, and the 7th member is the president of the school board by state law.
Oh, okay.
The state law
So-
created the library.
So that's 2 from the Board of Education. One appointed by the board and the president of the board?
No, the appointee is not a member of the school board. It's a member of the community that the school board screens and nominates and appoints.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
was appointed by the school board, for instance,
Okay.
and
And then
2016.
And then you were screened by them?
Well, first they do the screening. They do.
Okay.
They put out the notice. They screen the applicants who respond.
Okay.
And they nominate to the full board a candidate,
Okay.
and that board makes that decision, and then you're seated on the
Oh.
library commission.
Oh, okay.
Are there
Okay.
any prerequisites to even being in the application process?
A Detroit resident,
Okay. Well, that's not much.
Well, hey,
18 years of age.
and sometimes it's something that folk try to trick you and say, oh yeah, she lives in Detroit when she lives in Bloomfield Hills or somewhere. But anyway, as president of the United States, you only have to be 35 and born in the country. Hey, what can I say?
That's right. That's right. So that's how the commission is, and the commission was established in the state law that created the library.
Oh, okay.
Now, with the $30 million budget, okay, let's just say that we were operating at full capacity. Now, has the budget changed? Because I know, or at least from my understanding, all the libraries are not operating now. I think they're like 20 some odd, but we have only a percentage of that. So, did the budget change?
7 are open.
The budget changed. We have 6 branches open. Before COVID, we had 21 branches. The intent is to go back and get those 21 branches, all 21 branches open, reopened.
Now, is that 6 plus the main library?
That's correct.
Yeah,
6
so
branches.
So it's
Yes.
7 altogether.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Some people refer to the main library as a branch, but I say no.
No,
that's
no.
the foundation.
I don't.
That's the foundation. I
No.
know you're not doing
I
that, but I'm just making that clear.
Right,
because
right. That's what I want to say.
some folks do conflate the two.
Yeah.
But the cost of operating branches, right now we're operating under guidelines established by the National Sanitation Foundation in terms of how to operate a library branch. They came in and did a study while we were closed. The governor properly issued an order closing libraries and museums, etc., for a period of time. And a study was done on how to operate safely.
Who had to pay for that?
It was done through a grant.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the guidelines require that we do disinfection of services every 2 hours. That would be keyboards, counters, and so forth.
Okay.
And plus other kinds of cleaning and other measures, and of course requiring people to wear masks. So that's how we've been operating, and we've there are no cases of COVID that have been ever traced to anybody going to a library.
All right.
We
I
keep
want
it
you all to
clean.
hear
All
that.
right.
There's no excuse not to go. I want you to know now.
That's right.
That's right. And and of course, the staff is very conscious of the rules and the conditions. I've been in my the branch in my neighborhood, and I've seen them keeping the place clean.
Clean,
So. But that still reduces some of the activities even within the open branches, like childcare. You can't wander around in the whole branch. Parts of it are sectioned off because they don't want people touching books, thousands of books, and having to disinfect that. That's kind of like not good. So, it's a
That's
limitation.
another 8-hour job.
But the computer services are there. People can still get checkbooks out, but they have to request the book they want. And
Librarian will
that
go
sort of
in
thing.
and retrieve it and
Yes.
bring it. Okay.
Yes. So that's what's going on there. Now,
Wow.
regarding the return to the 21 branches, we have a stumbling block, and that's what I've previously talked with you about, Theo, and that is that the mayor is capturing big chunks of the library's money along with schools and educational institutions. And 12% of the library's revenue. Oh, I should add, during the COVID period, our revenue dropped not only from the tax captures, but when people pay parking tickets, there is an element of that payment that's forwarded to the library by state law. And so when COVID hit, people quit driving around, and very few traffic
parking tickets,
violations.
right.
So they
didn't go to work.
That's good news. So, but it did put another little dent in the library's budget. But we don't want people going out getting traffic tickets.
No way.
We're okay with that.
Okay, now
but it's just a reality.
I got you. Okay, now 2 things. 1, do board members get paid?
No.
No stipend.
No stipend, no free lunches, nothing.
Well, they should at least get a stipend because you have to have transportation and cleaners and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, the second question is explain tax captures for those who are tuned in.
On the property tax bills for our residential and business properties, there is a list of entities that receive property tax millage money. The rate is set by the millage, I should say.
Right.
And on there are 8 educational millages. There's a state educational millage. There's one for the Detroit Public School debt that was created by the state.
They
One
should
for
eat it.
the state should be paying.
Yes.
There's one for Detroit Public Schools operating costs. There's 3 for Wayne Risa. Wayne Risa, the Regional Educational Service Agency, is the intermediate school district for Wayne County, and 2 of those millages pay money back to Detroit Public Schools. One is the enhancement millage, and one is the special education for special needs children. And all of those millages are being cut by the mayor, and he's putting it into the Downtown Development Authority, which is a fund that he controls. And I'll come back to that in a second. But there are also 2 city millages. When Proposal N was passed, that added 3 mills to the Detroit debt millage. It was going to go down to 6. It's been 9, for a while, but it was going to go down to 6 because we'd paid off a bond, and then by adding Proposal N on it, they jacked it back up. The mayor said no new taxes. That wasn't truthful because there would have been 3 mills less. Well, in addition to that being used for debt, the mayor is taking part of that money and putting it into the Downtown Development Authority.
Now, if money is earmarked, or I guess I should say it's probably not earmarked for the library, and that they can divert the money to whatever other causes. Obviously, downtown, the development of downtown seems to be another avenue that they want to take money from a source that is supposed to be designated for or earmarked for and diverted to another source. Is that legal?
There's a state law, and its origins go back to 1975, that allows what's called tax captures. There's a problem in principle with that, frankly, because the voters vote for the millage for library operations, for school debt, for whatever purpose, to help special needs children.
Right.
Okay. The voters don't vote for the tax capture. The voters don't know about the tax capture. I've been petitioning through my neighborhood. I've talked to over 300 folks just in my neighborhood about this, and only one person was aware of tax captures. That's so down low, okay?
Yeah, that's
And
why I'm asking.
and so tax captures are a hidden thing. The law allows it. The law doesn't set a cap. And so the mayor's tripled, I'll say the Department of Treasury, which the mayor controls, has tripled the amount that they're capturing from the Detroit Public Library just in the last 5 years.
They're just taking it.
Yeah, they're
'cause
taking
they want
it.
to.
And what's a little dishonest in terms of how the city responds to this, because the Detroit Free Press did do a story about this for the library on March 26th, a good story.
Of this year?
Of
Last
this year?
year?
This year.
This year.
March 26th, page
March
9A.
26th, page 9A.
Yes.
And the
and
Detroit
Free Press.
Free Press.
And
Detroit Free Press, we have to
they
get
told the
that.
Free Press, well, the library had a choice of opting out. That's a complete lie. I mean, it's a fabrication straight out. We're not blessing the stealing of our money. We want it directed to where the voters said it should go.
Exactly.
For everything.
Right,
Not
right.
just for the library, but for the schools as well.
Jeez. Now, wait, no.
So
In 1975, the tax captures began
in Michigan.
in
they be-
Michigan. It was approved by,
the legislature and the governor.
how did they get, I don't
See, back
understand how.
then, here's what the argument was.
Okay.
Well, if this millage is captured and used in the long term, it's going to benefit the schools and the library, because we're going to develop properties out of that, and there's going to be increased tax revenue from those developments, and
Yeah.
the libraries and the schools will get it. Well, in Detroit, the increased value and revenue is continued to be captured by the Downtown Development Authority. So
So
when
you
when
never
these-
get a chance to use it.
Right, and
For purpose of
and they control that for 20, 30 years.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
so and when you go and look at the documents of the Downtown Development Authority, they talk about their revenue. They have a 1 mil revenue for entities, whether residents or businesses in their district. You know, the zone. They have a geographic zone, which is expanded from the immediate downtown area up to the Little Caesars Arena area.
I remember
back
that.
a few years back.
Yeah, another
2014.
boundary line, so the
That's
large
right.
freeway and I-75 and the river. I
Yes,
got it.
That's right.
It started in 1978, but go ahead.
Yeah, and they tax everybody who lives in that within those boundaries. 1 mil, but there is no mention, even in their internal their outside auditor reports, of the revenue. And I'm going to say
takes-
in 2017, that the take was $34 million. But that since then, that's when the library was being hit for 1.9 million. Now we're being hit for over 3.3 million.
And it started
so-
when? 17?
And this was a
in
document.
2017.
No, just in
So
this was just a document, as sort of a snapshot, if you
Okay,
will.
okay.
Okay. But that's the last report we have. We can't find any reports about how much they're capturing from whom.
What?
We know they're not taking it from the zoo and the DIA, because the legislature in 2013 exempted those two entities.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, they're their own authority now.
Yeah, yeah. You know, those used to be city departments, as you know, and so they've been protected, but their educational entities have not. Okay, and you know, and I don't begrudge exemptions. I want them universal. I don't believe that the tax capture was set up really as a concept of taking public resources and putting them in private hands.
Private hand. Now
for
now
profit.
You know that's my
Yep.
definition. Right?
And so, on the in the case of the Downtown Development Authority, they're not only not reporting it, but when I looked at their last financial report published, they have over $1 billion in assets. And
well, you know, my definition of authority is a private group of people who take our public tax dollars
That's right.
and redistribute them to their personal friends. We do have a caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yeah, Raphael Robinson calling in, and I'm calling from the local channel.
Well, hello, 15.2. All right. Okay, now we got a minute before our break. We don't want you to go anywhere. What now? Go ahead.
Okay, I'm so proud of Russell. I don't know if you realize it or not, but when I met Russell came to the water department. I said, Russell is going to make some moves. He's going somewhere.
Yes.
I think I introduced him to the waterfront operator program, and as I listen to him now, he can teach me some things.
All right now, all right.
Raphael was a trainer, and I went to him for advice after I hired into the water department on where I should go. And he said, you should go apply for this apprenticeship. And that Raphael put me on a whole trajectory, and thank you, Raphael, to this day for that.
Oh, wow.
Raphael,
Yeah.
could I ask you to hold? We're at the top of the hour. We have to take that FCC break, but could we ask you to hold until we're on the other side of the break?
Sure. It kind of keeps drifting, but anyway.
Okay, hold on.
I'm listening. Okay.
All right. We are now needing to take a break for a station identification. Don't go away. Call your friends, family, co-workers, church holder, church members, and let them know that Hood Research is on live and in living color. We'll be back momentarily.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Thabiti Mpinda from the Feedback Program. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Got cabin fever? Not to worry. Join me Sunday, June 13th, as we cruise down Woodward Avenue and learn about our businesses on and near Woodward Avenue. If you enjoyed the Black History Tour, you'll enjoy Sunday, June 13th, 12 noon, 8 Mile and Woodward.
Hey there, it's me, Butter, with my new book, The Many Adventures of These Nuts. Let's be nuts about our health. Join me and my friends, Wally Walnut, Almond Cruz, Pumpkin Spice, Chica Cheminsky, Morgan Raisin, and Hallie Cranberry, here with rhythm and song to share a fun way to stay safe and healthy. So together we can all be nuts about our health. Ebook available now on Amazon, or get a hardcover copy at www.thesenutstrailmix.com. That's nuts with a Z.
How you see the world is everything.
Oh my God, girl, you take all day.
Oh, hi.
How you doing, little man?
The people you trust,
Stay safe. Go.
your community.
You rolling with the pain today.
I'm gonna show you how it's done, Pain. In the best and the worst times. Ma'am, stop! Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. I see myself in the people I serve.
Hi.
Officer Luna, Officer Luna. Sweet. Girl, you know you can do my job, right?
Can I ask you a question? Why did you get vaccinated?
Try to get back to some type of normal life.
Tired of being cooped up?
I love to travel, and I'm ready to get back to it. I like to get back to my grandmother's hugs.
I really like being around people.
It's not the same doing it virtually. We miss the touch and then dancing together and laughing together and singing together.
Why did you get vaccinated?
It gives us hope.
Oh, the shot is giving me a peace of mind.
Hey, Granny, I'm coming to hug you one day soon.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Mattered. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park.
WVIE 107.3 FM Charlotte, Amalia, Virgin Islands.
I'm James Ford, founder of the Obama Weekend, and a partner of the Hood Research Team, composed of the knowledgeable Theo Broden, the super analyst Henry, and the colorful Al Martin. This team discusses politics, seen and not seen, at the national, state, and local level. But to enhance the goals of this team, join or donate to Hood Research by visiting Twitter or Facebook, or visit hoodresearch.org, or call 248-234-2371. You can also join Hood Research on Phonecast every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 978-990-5000. Access code 338729. Thank you very much.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. With you. Thank you for staying tuned to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. And we do have on the line with us Raphael Robinson and a steel drummer. Is that right, Raphael?
Well, that's one of my serious interests, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, because I travel to the Caribbean a lot.
Oh, wonderful,
man.
wonderful. Yes, my.
Yeah.
Listen.
Well, I
Go
just
ahead.
watched Russell. Like I said, I really admire Russell, but I had many mentors when I came to the water department.
Mhm.
I didn't realize this water technology and wastewater technology so fast. I ended up staying with the water department, and I tried to learn everything that I could. I did things that were not even my responsibility.
Wow. Wow.
So,
And as
It's
a
a long
retiree now, right?
yes,
Yeah.
try to be anyway.
Yeah. And I think that you need to be made whole. But with this money that has started coming, it's close to $1 billion. We have received 400 and some million so far. And I think that part of that money needs to be used to make you whole, because in 2024 they're supposed to add some money to the retirement fund. They don't have to wait that long.
Well, they're supposed to be adding it now so that we don't have a crisis in 2024.
In 24, they should. And
Yeah.
and if you're getting close to $1 billion that you didn't even know you were getting, okay?
Yes, right. Yeah.
And they can
That's-
leave the library
that's one
money
area.
alone. And they can leave
That's
them.
one area.
That's right.
where I
And
wanna
also
get
leave the
active.
library money alone since you have received that.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was going to say, Raphael did the internal training of water department employees on the freshwater side. These were the folks that were not only in the water plants, but they were the folks who did the street maintenance and the repairs and installations. And he probably, over his career, he probably put thousands of people through these classes that give them certifications for state licensing and so forth. So Raphael was a very important guy in the water department.
Wow,
Wow.
thank you.
Well, now, Raphael, did
It's
that
in the mail,
include?
Russell.
Oh yeah, it's deserved.
Did that include the fire hydrants as well? Did you have anything to do with those?
Partially.
Okay.
A lot of the responsibility was the fire department, but we took on some of those areas of maintenance
Because
because they didn't have the staff.
Oh, they didn't have the staff. Okay.
Yeah. Years ago, they had hydrant crews, and we did flow tests out there, to
Right.
check the condition of water mains by seeing, opening up a couple hydrants and seeing what the water flow conditions were. If there was a big drop off from opening a hydrant, that meant the main was had buildup in it, and it was restricted and restricted the flow.
So they had to
So
do
they
something.
used it for insurance purposes, and they did it for maintenance and repair scheduling too,
Oh, okay.
Because you have to maintain a certain pressure throughout the system.
and volume.
Okay.
And volume. This was more
Wow.
about volume.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Wow. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just in my memory.
Yep.
Well, see here on Feedback, the Hood Research Program, we want to share as much information as we can glean, because that is urgently important. It's okay to have a fire hydrant sitting maybe 30 feet from your house, but if
And
you
don't
have
work.
a fire, you want to know that it'll work, not just sitting there looking good.
There's a lot of them that have had tags on them and those tags have been on there for years.
Uh-oh.
That's a problem.
That's the problem. I better check
In my
the fire
neighborhood, I'll
hydrant
just
near
say in
my
my
house.
neighborhood. I won't say across the city because I
Gotta-
don't know that.
Right. Well, the one that's close to me, across from my house, I gotta check it.
If it has a ring where the cap is and there's a large thin metal ring around it, that means there's a working problem with that hydrant.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Is that a yellow ring, I believe? Okay,
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Okay, we gotta
Yeah.
check it.
Now,
Okay.
doesn't 'cause I think I've seen from time to time the fire department itself go out and do those tests on
Yes.
pressure and volume?
That's what they're
Okay.
supposed
I would think
to.
so.
That's
Yeah.
what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in the fall, they try to make sure that the barrel of it is drained so it doesn't freeze and crack.
Ah, okay. See, we learn all kind of new things right here on
Boy,
Feedback.
boy,
Okay, we're talking about tax captures and making sure that everybody understands what that is, and it means that something crooked is going on. Have you ever seen or heard about a legal
You can talk
theft?
later.
It's a legal theft. That's what it is, a legal theft.
We suffer consequences in that, again, if you have a millage specially created to help special needs children, and it goes through Wayne Reese Intermediate School District, but it gets apportioned out based on need. And so, as we were discussing during the break, we had many special education programs. We had a school for the blind, we had school for the deaf, and those with learning challenges. Oatman School, Kettering West, and others. And all
Deer.
those were taken down by the emergency managers. Kettering West was part of Kettering High School is on the
Just-
same property, general property. And that building doesn't exist anymore. There is no Kettering High School.
Right.
There's a factory there now.
And it had a beautiful auditorium.
Yes.
Had what they call an open air auditorium. It was simply beautiful.
And so, you're hurting special needs education again. You have the millage for the schools district is important because when emergency managers control the school district, they let the buildings fall in disrepair and maintained. And so when the school board came in and the new superintendent and so forth, they wanted to be able to address these building deficiencies. Well, usually you float a bond to do that when it's on a huge scale. And the feedback, what I'm understanding the feedback is that the bond market has said so much of your millage is being captured that we don't think you can pay back the bonds. So you're not getting our money.
Wow.
So they wouldn't look.
I saw an amicus brief by State Board of Education member Pamela Pugh, if I'm remembering correctly, that argued that issue. That's the attorneys wrote out this amicus brief saying exactly that about the tax capture. So Jerry Goldberg was involved with that, and Benjamin Crump and attorney.
Is that
Crump.
the same Crump?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
As I understand.
Yeah, and I
And
found
so,
him in Minneapolis.
and another attorney who unfortunately I'm not remembering all three names.
Okay.
But the tax capture has consequences for us, and the state law does not put a cap on it, because there are people many people in the legislature that don't particularly have high regard for the realm of the public sector. They want to see everything privatized. They want to see our school district dismantled. They, we've lived that. We've been living that for 20 years.
Absolutely. Then the jealousy rears its ugly head. Not to mention they're racist.
Well,
Anything
that's
for
fundamental.
Detroit.
That's
is for
fundamental
the-
because all you have to do is look at the actual implementation of the emergency manager
Right.
statewide.
Right.
And know what happened. I mean,
Yeah.
in the city of Inkster, they demolished the school buildings when the bond, the financing, the bonds to finance them weren't even paid off.
Right.
The citizens are paying property taxes on the school
They
district
don't
buildings that
even
don't exist.
anymore.
They demolished them so they would force Inkster to send their schools into the white surrounding districts.
Right, more money for them.
That's sinister. And then when I think about it, like you say, channels 2, 4, and 7, outside of what the Free Press reported, nobody, the public has no awareness of this at all. I'm sure there'd be an outcry.
That's right. And I think, again, as I've surveyed my neighbors, I'm carrying petitions. There's petitions going on around the city, but not enough petitions, I feel. But we're trying to put this question on the ballot.
Right.
And it's advisory because you can't put something on the ballot, local ballot, that contradicts state law.
Okay.
So it's an advisory matter, but it says the millages should be used only for what the voters approve them for. Period. And we therefore want our library and school millages used strictly for our libraries and schools. We're carrying that petition. I've got 300 signatures in my neighborhood with that petition drive, so that means I've talked to over 300. About 95% of the people I talk to sign. They say, "Of course."
Right, Raphael.
That's what they all say.
Yes, yes.
Some people are angry about this.
Okay. Would you consider helping us gather a petition signatures, please?
I'm laughing. Did I use a wheelchair or a walker?
Well, wait, no. You can use
Yes,
You can use your telephone.
Yes, I would not mind doing that.
Right,
because, what I see, I really don't like. And I think some of us really need to get more active,
That's
what I want to do in the future.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to give out my phone number for people who have questions.
Certainly. People want to contact Russ Bellat. His number is
313, of course.
Yeah, I'm writing it up.
okay.
368-2148. That's 368-2148. And if I'm out gathering petitions, I'll welcome your message. Just please put your name to the message, because sometimes people will say, call me back at such and such a number, and I don't know who it is. And there's like 6 or 7 messages in there. Phones, I don't know who.
Right,
so
right.
help me with your name.
Now, is there a deadline, and how many signatures do you need for the petitions?
This is another unfortunate thing. This is, if we're successful, this will be the first advisory question on a ballot in anybody's memory. And so nobody was quite sure yet how to do it. So they said, well, we're just going to follow, the elections department said we're going to follow the practices for the other ballot initiatives. Those are initiative and referendum. Those change policy. These are merely advisory. But they're still requiring us to get 3,600 signatures. And we don't have that much time. We have 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
2 weeks. And so, but there's value in doing this. I'm never going to feel I wasted my time, because we've made so many people aware of the problem, and the voters are the problem. But we're going to give it our best effort. And there are others, as I said, participating in various parts of the city. I spent one day just driving around delivering petitions to people around the city, from Gratiot to Telegraph.
Wow.
Now, they have to be registered voters, I take it, or just citizens?
You have to be 18 years of age.
Okay.
Wait.
To circulate a petition.
To circulate a petition, you have to be 18 years of age.
Yes. And
you don't have to be a registered voter. To circulate, is that what
To
you're
circulate.
saying? Okay. To sign the petition, you have to be a registered voter within the city of Detroit boundaries.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely right.
Gotcha.
Thank you for helping me with
Not a
that.
problem. I just want people tuned in to,
Yes,
to know.
to know.
And please call the number that was shared, so you too can help get this job done.
Yes. We need the help. So, and I'm trying to think of, let's give the listeners another little surprise here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Here
it comes.
I ask everybody, who owns the Little Caesars Arena? And everybody says,
Who owns?
the Ilitch family owns.
Of
and
course.
I thought the same thing until I started delving into this. And I found out that the organization that's capturing our tax money, the Downtown Development Authority, owns the land and the buildings of the Little Caesars Arena.
The DDA. Dum, da, dum,
Yep.
dum. Isn't that the same group that owns the baseball park?
I think that's a separate authority, but I do not know the answer
But
to
it's
that.
not owned by the Illiches.
No.
Uh-huh.
I suspect not, because then they have the all the bonds and the financing of it is being paid through the DDA.
Now, this is a question for both of you, because I'm a student, so I'm always willing to learn. Who sits on the board of the DDA, and how are they chosen?
The mayor appoints, the city council approves the appointments. And so it changes from time to time, random, I'd say.
And there are
But the
how
mayor chairs the meetings and makes the appointments, so he controls the fund.
And how many are there on that board?
Currently, there's 13 members appointed. I don't know if it's stipulated that there has to be 13. It's whoever you want. Butch Hollowell is on the board.
Do they have to be Detroit residents to be on DDA?
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
Let me think about that. He's got some of his department heads on there. I think the planning department and the treasurer are on there.
And some of the people with the planning department are not Detroiters, right?
Some of them. Some of the appointees
That's
aren't.
interesting.
Yes.
But
very.
I don't know about the residency requirement.
I mean, I'm just looking at the idea that downtown development, and then you have people who may not even be a part of the city who are part of the downtown development. So you be Troy, Birmingham, or wherever. That's
making decisions.
Yeah, there's a representative from the Dan Gilbert empire.
Sure,
on there.
he's there.
But again, this is an instrument for taking money out of our neighborhoods. If you just look at a map of visualize a map of the city, and you think of all the neighborhoods that are putting money into the property taxes and the millage, and then realize that that money is being shifted to downtown, and we are subsidizing the millionaires and the billionaires who are owning downtown, in many cases not paying property taxes themselves, and the money through the wealth transfers leaves Detroit. But your school and library millages get returned to you because you have schools in your neighborhood and library services in your neighborhood.
Right.
The money doesn't go travel through somebody's private pocketbook out of our city.
And they're stealing part of it. So now what about our representatives? We have state representatives, state senators. Of course, we got United States reps and senators as well. So are they willing? Have you had an opportunity to talk with them?
Well, I've talked to my state representative, and I live in State Representative District 3, and Shree Thanadar took office there.
Okay.
And he is absolutely opposed to the libraries and the schools losing this money.
Okay, good.
But we haven't taken it up as a campaign to the legislature, because with the hours and the time that we've been focusing on this year, we've been looking at educating the public, because before I ask legislators to make a decision, I want them to know the constituents are well informed about what's going on.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, what we are asking here today is that those of you who are tuned in share this information with those that you know and love, and it is for the benefit of our community, for the benefit of our children, and our children also use the library, need the library and their growth.
Yes.
And as we work to keep our money from being stolen, that's the word, stolen. You need to understand that. It's not a gift. They're actually taking money that is identified for the libraries. So we wanted to go for the purpose intended. And you can help us do that by calling Russ Bellat. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
I love saying it that way.
That's
and the telephone
just fine with me.
and the telephone number to reach him is a 313 number, and it is
always 368-2148.
368-2148.
Yes.
And when I think about how children are having to be remote learning, virtual learning, etc., and some didn't have broadband, when you think about the library as a resource, like you were saying earlier about the Wi-Fi, and I look at what's going on, and again, because we're not aware, we just don't know we don't even have an opportunity to act, but it's like robbery without a gun. They don't even have to say stick them up, they're just taking it. There's a big pot of money, just reach in and grab it, and that's very disturbing. I'm going to make it a point to put your information on my Facebook page as well, because I've got a number of followers who are very conscious, but again, I've just become conscious just because of our discussion now, and I'm appalled at it. Really, it's very disturbing.
When we talk about the libraries too, I like to point out it isn't just a place to go check out a book. There are the computer systems that our library director Joanne Mondowning has expanded in a number of branches across the city. In my neighborhood branch, there's 16. There used to be 4. And they've all been upgraded naturally. And the Oatman branch, which is also one of the open, has about 100 computers, but because it was set up to provide the capacity to do job training.
Is that the one that's near Hamilton? Oakman and Hamilton. It's on
yes,
Oakman, I know
yes,
that, but
yes.
I
it's
think
near
Focus
Hamilton.
Hope or somewhere.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
in
right.
this
Oh,
Focus
okay.
Hope neighborhood.
100
Yes, yeah.
computers. People need to know that you have access to 100 computers at the Oakman Branch Library, which is on Oakman Boulevard, just west of Hamilton.
And
Wow.
And
Focus Hope
just
neighborhood.
to give an idea of what we're facing financially if this isn't addressed, we have lost $7.5 million in the last 5 years.
Oh, okay.
The task captures that started putting deficits in the library's budget in 2018, and that increased in 2019, 2020, and this current year.
Okay.
The city has indicated in writing their plans to take $17.1 million in the next 5 years from the library.
Okay.
Wow.
Now when you have just a $30 million budget, just to give you an idea of its impact, a $30 million budget, that's a big, very big impact.
That's over half.
So that's going to be how we're going to have all 21 branches open when we're in several $1 million a year of deficit is and it'll just wipe out whatever fund balance or reserves that we have.
Well, what we need to do is start talking about the almost $1 billion that is coming in from Washington, D.C. to correct that problem. We are now down to approximately 2 minutes or so of this program, which has been extremely informative, extremely educational, and extremely necessary. I hope that you all will put your best foot and mind forward to help this petition drive be successful.
We'll make a little history. We'll have the first advisory question anybody's aware of on the ballot, and it will be the only instrument, and I call this a voter's voice measure.
Yes, that's correct.
This will allow the voters to have a voice in the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been taken from them and given to subsidize the Illiches and the Dan Gilberts, and
as opposed to the community,
the Maroons and others.
That's right. So, and I thank you for being here with us this morning. And for those of you who are tuned in, I want you to know that Hood Research has a Facebook. We want you to follow us on Twitter. We got a website, and the telephone number at Hood Research is area code 248-234-2371. Again, that's area code 248-234-2371. And as I say, it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. We at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can, as you have seen this morning, to help us all learn. And we also want you to have input as well to help us all make better informed decisions. The BD.
Okay, 3 things quickly. First, belated happy birthday to our wonderful engineer, Timmy Tim.
That's right.
The second thing is I want to repeat Russ Bellat's phone number again, which is area code 313-368-2148. You can get petitions. We're trying to get 3,600 signatures so we can get this advisory question on the ballot. And what I usually say at every program is if you want to be nothing, do nothing. But the only problem with doing nothing is you never know when you're finished.
That's right. Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
And thank you, Raphael, for joining us this morning. And we want you
welcome.
And we want you to tune in again next Monday, 9 a.m.
Thank you for your hospitality.
You're welcome. All right. So I guess that is it. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Oh, darn. Peace.
On a Sunday afternoon. Got cabin fever? Not to worry. Join me Sunday, June 13th, as we cruise down Woodward Avenue and learn about our businesses on and near Woodward Avenue. If you enjoyed the Black History Tour, you'll enjoy Sunday, June 13th, 12 noon, 8 Mile and Woodward.
Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda.
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.